little bit out of order, but we're putting it together in hopes of being able to do this cost of service study with the anticipated budget for next year. So we have that going.
It looks like we're meeting on the 11th, 9/11.
On the 11th, the staff will meet together and talk about our budget, our second draft of it, and then we'll present it to the audit committee on the 15th.
Okay, so
good.
the 11th is not,
Yeah.
No,
That's not us.
that's just you guys. Okay, that's where you found it, because Bob's like, I
Some-
know I had an
somehow I
11th
put
meeting
that down.
somewhere, and he's like, okay.
So on the 15th, the audit committee will then look at it and then we'll make any tweaks that we need to make for the strategic plan to be made, to be presented at the September board meeting. Keep in mind with that. So, and then from there, we'll work on the operating resolution. After that, then we'll be able to really nail down the preliminary budget for the public meeting on the 17th, yeah. And then have it approved and go into next year. As we continue moving forward and more details flesh out as far as activities that we work on, this schedule will continue to grow. And I'll provide it to you.
There will be some HR interventions
Yes.
there, and
See, that's the thing, like on the, I believe the HR committee is meeting 9/7, 9/8, somewhere in that range. Is that right? First of that week?
Yeah, we discussed it.
Oh. But then, like I say, so that will be going alongside of this, so that, because without the HR stuff, we can't really set our budget. So this kind of gives you an update where we're at and what we're targeting. So we're still targeting full budget approval on the 12/17 December board meeting, with our next key deliverable being the approval of the strategic plan on the September board meeting. Any questions? Yeah, I'll get you a copy.
I don't see there, oh, there's the preliminary, do you have a preliminary budget approval?
I have it as kind of the last activity on the end of that window. All these windows like this here is the board meeting in November.
Oh, okay.
This one is the board meeting in October. So the operating resolution will be approved. I just didn't put the milestones in. I can put them in.
Well, just,
And then I'll have the dates. But,
it's not, it's just.
so that's kind of the way it's scheduled out. This is a very simple schedule. I can make it much more complex if you want.
No, we like simple.
well, that's good. Appreciate that.
Any other questions?
November 26th meeting, will that be the day before Thanksgiving? Maybe that doesn't
I
matter.
think we moved that date. Hang on just a minute. It seems like
I think it's fallen on the week before, isn't it?
in November, it's the 19th. Yeah, it was moved to the 19th.
Yeah, and that drops down about 19. Okay. Moving off of this little fun topic. I believe on the second item. Last month we talked about going out and getting much better refined numbers to finance these two field follow generators that are, one is currently coming out of the testing phase and the other one's entering in, if I'm not mistaken. We have them. We've talked with UAMPS, we've talked with CAT, we've talked with Bank of America, which led to conversations with Zion's Bank separate from UAMPS, and we've got different options. So when we talked with them, we planned on just the 1.9 million purchase cost of the iron. That doesn't include some additional charges that we would ultimately end up taking on in addition to just the iron, such as repairing the roof on plant 3 and updating the switchgear. two things that would still get rolled in, not to exceed 2.5 million, which is what we've been kind of educating everybody as a number. But the financing that I'll be talking about is based on 1.9 million. I will give you the options in no particular order, but then at the end I'll tell you which is better for us as far as what Jason and I see. The Caterpillar financing, they come back with an interest rate of 4.45%. They're offering us a 10-year lease agreement. The amortization on that is based on a 15-year amortization, which puts our payment on a monthly basis at $14,403.
So for how many years?
For 10 years. And then on that 10th year, payment number 121, we would pay them a lump sum of $775,143. Okay? Now, I went through and did a present value analysis, so pulling those dollars back to current year, time value of money type stuff, using an 8% rate of return as a company, which I think is, it's in range, it might be a little low, but the present value of the monthly payments would equate to be about 1.1 million. The lump sum would equate to be about $360,000 in today's dollars, for a total present value of about $1.5 million. For that 1.9. So that's our cap financing option. Okay. Bank of America, their interest rate came in at 3.27%. They were planning on a 7-year agreement, so our payment would be $25,337 every month. At the 6-year mark, not the 7-year, but at the 6th year, we could buy it out at 35% of the original price, or $707,180.
770.
707,180. Using the same 8% rate of return analysis on this, the monthly payments would be about 1.4 million. The lump sum amount would be 445,000 in today's dollars, for a total present value of 1.85 million. So that one's about $300,000 higher than the cap finance in today's dollars. The third one is a different one. Zions is really, they're not so much interested in selling us a loan as they are becoming our municipal advisor. And so we pay these guys $12,000 to go out and find financing for us. But they're finding rates down around the 2.8% level, because they have done some due diligence to try and at least market to us. They would be offering a same 10-year opportunity. Our payment would be about $15,856, with the lump sum payout of $320,900 or $294. Using the same 8% rate of return, the monthly payments are about 1.3 million today's dollars. The lump sum's about 150K today's dollars. The total present value is about 1.4 million. That one is $100,000 better in today's dollars, but it isn't firm. It could vary, just because, like I said, they're trying to sell us one service, which we
And they
just-
want how much to do this?
12 grand.
12 grand to do this.
That's a one-time
For one time,
payment up front, the range for the financing.
yes.
Okay.
Like I say, they have some clout. They can potentially get us that 2.8% interest rate. The key thing here, and this Bank of America, when we told them what the cap financing was, the guy looked at us and said, "That's the deal to go with," because of the payment. Cash flow can absorb $14,400 a month a lot easier than it can $25,000 a month. So,
Let me get yours, the
some payout back into that $70,000.
That, the worst part about the Bank of America one is the other ones, we actually seen a benefit. Like doing the lump sum, meaning they quote you at 1.9, but you actually save yourself 15 grand kind of thing. The Bank of America, you pay them an extra 300,000 in that lump sum, the way they have it structured. That's why that one is so, they've got a backloaded profit for them. And that's really what rules that one out, in my opinion. The question is do we just go with cap financing, which we know is good? We have an easy time if we decide to roll it in the second point of interconnect, big bond issue, or do we continue to talk to Zions and pay them the 12 grand? It's really a pretty cheap cost if you can get that 2.8%.
You said it's not guaranteed though, it's, this is the thing we're dealing with there. It's not necessarily balloon, but they're not gonna hang tough.
There's no, if we don't go that route, then they don't charge us the 12,000.
Yeah. They'll actually go out and bid this thing out for us, and if we decide to scrap all their bids, not go with any of it, we don't pay the 12 grand. So, I mean, it's a low-risk option, and like I say, you take, in today's dollars, save 100,000 going through them, less the 12 grand. Well, actually, I have that factored in there too, so you save 100 grand.
Maybe I don't understand when you say it's not guaranteed. When I think not guaranteed,
Well,
it's,
what they're gonna do is they're gonna go out and market.
oh, the initial cost is not guaranteed. But once we get a figure,
Once
that's
we get a
Yes.
figure,
Oh.
But what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
with CAP, we know that their terms
Sure.
are X, Y, and Z. But with Zions, they can tell us it's gonna be X and Y.
Yeah, but to see,
we haven't locked anything in yet unless we go to bid with them.
like I said, you guys have talked about it. What are your thoughts?
Can I ask one question? What are the call provisions on Zions and cap the same? Where we could refinance?
Or we have to, when we got the bids back, that's when we know on Zions.
Okay.
When Zions wrote the RFP on the bids, they would
Oh,
actually,
good.
they would put
That's
that
right.
in
You did.
there. So,
So can I ask a really weird question? So if we have this balloon payment, and if we go with CAT, and we have this $14,000 a month payment, couldn't we bank another 7,000 to save for that balloon payment so that you've already got that? Because it's actually only $6,500 that you'd have to bank to pay for that. So we could just every month
we could,
bank that, collect the interest off of it, it's already in the account, and when that balloon payment comes, the money's there.
So how long would it take Zions to go out and find somebody for us? Would they give you any idea?
They could turn it around relatively quickly, about 3 weeks, they said.
Seems to me like that'd be worth the effort to try. Waiting 3 weeks isn't gonna kill us with cat.
me, I look at it as like hiring a real estate agent to buy you a house. They don't buy you a house, you're not out anything.
Yeah.
So,
And you don't have to take every house they show you, you can decide whether or not you wanna do it. But either one of those options, anytime we've got that a balloon payment, it would just be smart to just start banking whatever that
Oh, yeah.
balloon payment is.
Otherwise, you're gonna have budget issues.
Yeah, but it's not very much, and then we would collect not much interest, cause there's not a whole lot. But then we can show it on our sheets that we're being fiscally responsible, that when this balloon payment comes due, there's the money already sitting there, it's earmarked, can't be used for anything else.
We can't do anything meaningful with our money. So setting $7,500 or whatever aside and not using that money for something else.
You can't put it in the account earmarked?
Well, you can
for-
put it in the account, but you're not making any money on it.
PTIF is.
Yeah, you're not making any,
Yeah.
But you're borrowing other money from, to keep your business. You do better to reduce your borrowing. I think it's, you're just not gonna have anything you're not making any money on that. So you might as well look at your other options of things that you could buy a piece of equipment cheaper now than waiting, if you're gonna be delaying purchase
budgeted for and planned for, we wouldn't have to delay purchases. We could just incorporate that in as part of the whole payment. We just calculate, instead of 14,000, it's 20,000 or 21,000, and you just put part of it in the PTIF account that's earmarked. But, I mean, it's just a thought. I don't know, you have to convince me that that doesn't work, but, but I think.
That's my concern, is that balloon payment on the back end of that thing.
But if you're putting money in, if you're earmarking money every month that you're putting in, so when you budget it, you really, instead of, you're only paying 14,000 to CAT or 15,000 to Zions, whatever it is, but then you're, of course, the balloon payment on Zions is about half the one on CAT. So,
And like you say, some of that is based on assumptions on my part for the Zions one, right?
yeah.
Is that after 9 years, did you say?
Adds up to 10.
It's after 10.
Yeah. The Bank of America, it was a different animal. I mean, basically, you're selling the fact that we are non-taxed, you're selling your depreciation.
That's only 26
Tax benefit to Bank of America.
on the Zions one.
About the Zions one, yeah.
Now in the back end.
So the board like to pursue the Zions Bank offer first and then.
Is that what the recommendation is?
Yeah, I'd say do that.
Cat's in our pocket on that one as far as, we know what they're gonna present.
Pretty much, so.
Alan Westrom.
I talked to Kat today, at length about this. The 3516H will be completing its test mid-month next month. There's still, it still needs to be updated to full, production quality iron. And they want to do, a 2,000-hour test on the 3520. So with that being said, they want to keep the 3516 in place to kind of firm up energy while they're running the 3520 as long as possible. So I think if we have a financing solution nailed down, and by the September board meeting, we'll be able to take action on it. I will have an updated quote with the thought of upgrading the switchgear, which is currently a budget item going into 2015, into that, and also having them refresh their quote for the 2,000-hour test that's being done on the 3520. You know, they quoted us that, they want to put this engine verification test in. And, you know, I said, well, I'm gonna have to have a refresh quote, so.
Stretched out a little bit beyond what they originally.
We've stretched, gives us some time to explore this Zions financing option for sure, and nail down the exact right direction we want to go. So,
But these quotes, maybe I misunderstood, you, was still based on the 1.9, we gotta go 2.5, so we're talking about 22-25% more than what these numbers are you gave us, or did you factor in the 2.5?
No, when we came to you before, we were at 2.5, knowing that we had some stuff that we had to do to Plant 3 to get these things.
So
they
these
run-
numbers represent 2.5, not the 1.9.
No, they represent 1.9.
They represent 1.9, and we're saying that we're hoping that we can get it to where we're only financing 1.92 million.
Right in there.
Okay. So you don't anticipate this going to 3.5? Okay.
I hope. But we'll bring all those numbers to you, like, next month. Everything will be nailed down by that time, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So the worst case, it could increase 600,000 is on 1.9, but it's pretty close to 22-25%.
Worst case, it could go up. But that's still within our cash flow range.
So the 15 plus the 25% would still be in cash flow if we went with the Zion's option.
Carlos, you're on the HR committee.
And Jason and I met with the HR committee, which was Jeff, Bob, and Alan. The main purpose of that meeting was to kind of get some direction for our employee benefits committee that we're forming and what our charter should be, what objectives that we should have those employees kind of look at. A lot of the items, I think, that were brought up that we kind of talked about needed to be looked at actually pertained more to the exempt managers. A lot of those items were. So I think that the direction that we'd like to go on that then is to have the HR committee meet directly with the exempt managers first to kind of review some of those issues. Hoping to meet on September 8th, that's a Monday, if the HR, September 8th.
What time?
I think it's flexible, whatever works best for you three in the morning or the afternoon. You can do it maybe at 9 o'clock, first thing in the morning.
Would work fine.
Keep the crews in there, they don't need to come back from wherever they're at.
So this will just be with the exempt managers and the HR committee. We'll kind of review those issues. We've also set up a meeting with the employees on the employee benefits, or the employee benefits committee, to review the other issues pertaining to, we talked about our life insurance, long-term disability. That policy, I think, is up for renewal. Take a look at our medical benefits and those other types of benefits. Anything else that the employees might want to kind of talk about or take a look at. So we've set up that employee benefits committee meeting on September 11th at 2:30. That's the employee benefits committee, but the HR committee is definitely invited to that. I will send out an email in the morning,
This was gonna be just your,
the employees.
I wonder, would it be better for them just to discuss and whether it must be in there? I mean, that gives a little more freedom of discussion.
Oh, no, we want you there.
Do you? Would you have to be there?
I can't. That's the legal decision.
I can send you the minutes and notes of that meeting too. So, if that works, I will send the HR committee, I'll send you an email with those dates and times and the specific kind of items that we'd be discussing at each of those meetings. And then I'll copy the rest of the board on that too, so that you're aware of those items that we're talking about and when we're meeting and what we're doing. So that's basically it.
You said 9 o'clock on the 8th?
9 o'clock on the 8th.
Thank you.
Down at the operations center.
We have air conditioning.
Operation.
I mean, most everybody's down that way anyway, so. There's still a little hot chocolate left.
We have water.
Yeah, and with ice. They have, my daughters, they have ice, so they get ice.
Thanks, Carlos, for the update and information.
Actually, probably go home.
So we're moving forward with the HR committee. We're looking at some of the directions from the board that was given to it. So we'll evaluate and put the committee together and get back to some results. Harold, an update on the line?
Just a quick update, I've got some pictures. I talked with Jason when he asked me to do this. Basically, he wanted me to just kind of reassure and educate everybody on what we're doing out in the town, because we started turning dirt yesterday. And wanted to update everybody so everybody knew where we were at, make sure everybody's on the same page as what we're doing, because I'm sure you're gonna start getting calls, and inquiring about what we're doing out there, why we're doing it, and so forth. To back up, this has been about probably a 2-year process to get to this point. It's a big step for the company. It's a big step for Rocky Mountain Power. It's a big step for us working with them. We're taking the lead on this 1.2-mile section of line, starting at Coyote Lane and building towards College Access Road. And part of this is we're going to bring in, this is a picture of what's existing out there now. If you want to go forward a couple of slides, these are all existing lines. This is a bad picture, but this is what the transmission section of our line will look like. And then go forward one more bar. And this is the actual diagram of what our structures will look like with the insulators up high. These poles will be 75 feet out of the ground through this section. We've started on the 2 dead-end structures. You can go forward just a little bit. This picture's from out there today. This is just south of Coyote Lane where they're drilling. This dead-end structure is approximately 34 feet deep and 7 feet in diameter for this pole. This is the largest pole. These 2 poles we're working on right now are the largest poles on the project at this point. The rest of them will go down greatly in diameter and everything else. This one got poured today. The foundation got poured today. They'll move to the north end and drill it tomorrow and pour it Friday is their plan.
So one's at Coyote and one's at the campus?
Correct.
Okay.
North of the campus.
North of the campus,
Yes.
okay.
The reason we're ahead of the rest of the construction with these 2 is that the cement has to have time to cure. They'll have to have about a 30-day cure on these before we can put any type of strain on them.
So we bolt to these footings then?
These poles will be bolted to these. They go forward one more slide.
These are the anchor poles then
Yep,
on
one
both
more.
ends?
This is the bolt cage that sits down inside of those holes. Those bolt patterns, I think, are about just over 6 feet wide. That cage is 27 feet long.
How high are the current poles?
They're approximately 50 feet out of the ground now,
About 50, so it's around 50%
So-
higher.
about 25 feet high.
The wires, are they up higher to initially start than what they are now? Like, I'm saying, will the wires be up higher since it's out of the ground further?
Correct.
So there's actually going to be more visibility
On the bottom side,
on the
there will
bottom
be-
side?
there will be.
Okay.
And there will be fewer wires down lower. Right now, it's such a congested mess because you've got 2 cross arms with 7 wires, within a 10-foot span. These will be all on 1 arm instead of the 2 arms. The size is a big difference, but as far as the view shed, I think we're actually going to improve the view shed.
And are they further apart? Are the poles
Correct.
further?
Through this section right now, there's 36 poles. And we're going to reduce that number down to, I believe, 30 or 31, I can't remember which. And you say 5 poles, that doesn't mean a lot, but that's a lot. You're taking 5 out of 30.
Everything off those old poles goes up.
Correct.
And the old poles just go away?
The old poles will go away. One update on this. We bid this project out. We had 3 bidders. Pros Electric was awarded the bid. They're a local company. Pros Electric came to me about 2 weeks ago. Let me back up a little bit. Pros Electric has 2 companies under their umbrella. They have Pros Electric and they have Summit Line. Summit Line is a union contractor. Pros Electric is a non-union contractor. They run under the same umbrella. They're the same company. Just have basically two different venues of employees and different things. Pros Electric came to me about 2 weeks ago, and because of some staffing issues on the Pros Electric side, as well as their concern about the union issues dealing with Rocky Mountain Power, they asked if it would be all right if their Summit people completed this project. Nothing changed within the contract or anything else. It's just that it will be Summit Line Construction doing this job, not Pros Electric. Still a local company. It's the same company. It's just a different branch of that company. And I think in all actuality going forward, that's a good move for them and for us. Because once again, it brings a union contractor in. I hope there wouldn't be issues with Rocky Mountain Power and the union issues there with the union labor force. But at the same time, there was a possibility of that being an issue. I think a big possibility, especially when it got to the operations end and the operations level. So going forward, we're looking at these foundations now. I'm thinking you're looking about the third week in September. You will see a lot more action out there. That's when things will really start moving along. And you'll look at about a 10-week construction time, 10 to 12 weeks. So you're looking mid-November, mid-to-end of November for completion. One of the things Jason and I talked about, they were working right around Coyote Lane. And I know many of you are very aware of Coyote Lane and its limitations. I think would be a good way of putting it as it enters onto Highway 40. The past 2 days they've caused some real congestion there. They had a traffic plan. I met with them this morning and told them that I wanted an improved traffic plan. If they're going to be working around that intersection, I want a lane of traffic closed to allow the people coming off of Coyote Lane to have a little bit more access. I know Jason fielded some complaints. I fielded some complaints about it. You know, it was one of those things that kind of caught us off guard. We're going to do better on it as we go forward, though. I'm going to learn from it and go forward.
Harold,
Yes, sir.
excuse me, these new poles, are they rustic in color or what?
Yes, sir. They're rusticated metal. Realistically, when this line is built, the tangent poles through there they won't be any different than if it was a wood-built pole. I mean, size-wise.
Well, I always like the rustic, like for poles and for.
Rather than
yards
the
with
silver,
them,
yeah.
Rather than silver shiny stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I have been meeting with landowners over the past week. I've met with 2 or 3 different landowners, and some are still very concerned. And I reassure them the best I can, but this is the very, very best thing for our power company at this time in Oro Valley, for reliability, for load growth, everything. It's a necessity, and thank you for your support on it. Any other questions on this
I had
project?
another one, sorry. That presentation by Bill Goodall, he said, are we paying for Park City's service?
I read that phrase, and we addressed that when we came to the commissions, the city councils, county, the cities, we addressed that issue. We are not paying for Park City's power.
Okay.
This is a regional project for Rocky Mountain Power. This is not Park City specific. This is affecting their customers from Provo-Orem area into Wyoming, into Idaho, into Ogden. I mean, this is a regional project.
Okay.
Keep in mind, we have a transmission service agreement through UAM with Rocky Mountain Power. All of the energy that we get off system is delivered to us on Rocky Mountain Power lines, and we pay them a fee to do that through our UAM's bill. And we don't buy power from Rocky Mountain Power, but we basically pay UAMs to pay Rocky Mountain Power to deliver Hunter Energy, IPP Energy, Colorado River Storage Project energy to our system using their lines. They are the transmission provider in the state of Utah.
Yeah. Well, I think I understood that, I just wondered about it. That's what he said.
His thing showed $8 million for our, it sounded like.
8.4 or something.
Of our cost of one, and that's not accurate.
Ours is about one.
Well, I've understood in the last couple of years about the UAM's deal, Rocky Mountain lines and everything. So, okay, thanks.
Any other questions from the board? Thank you. Oh, and also our crews are out installing conduit. I didn't give you this. This is for the distribution circuit that will come in and help us to mitigate some of our load. This is pictures from today.
Pictures on the website too, Harold.
Okay.
Jason, back to you.
Okay, very quickly, I've discussed at times that we have kind of a shortfall in our portfolio for 2016. I know that we're working on buying some equipment to take care of some of that shortfall. I am also exploring market, opportunities to take care of that shortfall. I've got some indicative pricing to do a market hedge for 2016. And I think we can nail down 2 megawatts of flat power and 5 megawatts of high load hour power for that 2016 timeframe. You know, depending on how this group feels about it, I could go out to marketers to get a price locked in at less than $45 per megawatt hour. You know, that's pretty good pricing. I don't, you know, like anything with these things, you know, it could fall off on me, but I don't think it's gonna fall off much less than 40. If no marketer can meet 45, then we don't do the deal. So, but I gotta put a bid ask out there, you know, to see if any marketers are interested in it.
And it's only for that year, because
Just
then
for
the
that
other
year.
second point of interconnect and all that should be in by 17.
No, we have some futures hedges,
Oh, okay.
from 2017 through 2022. And, you know, we just try to, you know, what we're doing is we're always seeing what our needs are out there. We sit down as management, we discuss, you know, what we need to go out and kind of forward buy so that we're not at the mercy of spot markets. I mean,
Right.
it's really just risk management and making sure that we're never exposed more than what our risk management policy is to that spot market.
Was that enough to cover us for 16, you figure?
You know, if we can nail down these units and take care of those high load hour months with these units, meaning that, you know, we're gonna need these units to come in and give us that final hedge for about 3 megawatts of need through the high load hour months.
But we can actually run them longer, can't we, when we own them?
So we can run them longer. What I'm proposing here is just a need that we absolutely have the load for it today. I'm not determining growth or anything else. This is just a need we have today for this energy because we have this shortfall in our portfolio.
So is that enough to cover that? I mean, I think we're still gonna experience growth.
We're still going to experience growth. I don't want to overbuy. We can do another purchase.
Of course, at 45, it ain't that bad.
No, and that's just it. Markets are kind of down, gas is kind of slipped. The futures markets look pretty decent. Spot market is $60. I mean,
So do we buy 3 now? Is that what you're saying, Jay?
I don't want to overbuy. I
I mean, I understand not overbuying, but that 45 isn't bad.
no, it's not bad. I mean, I think that we should go out and do this forward hedge. But without having a general manager here, me being the general manager, I'm bringing it to you. So,
I think it needs to be said for the record too, the reason why those field follow units are coming in. And I think Jason gave a very good explanation why we're purchasing them. They've got piece of equipment
Absolutely.
on it.
yeah, that equipment gives us that hedge to that spot market. I mean, literally, now we can also go out and hedge natural gas as well as this energy market. And by opening yourselves up to more markets, you get better pricing, and it helps us keep prices down on the wholesale side.
So if you put that there, you think somebody will take it at 45?
I got indicative pricing that yes, they will take it. I think
We
it's,
ought to do it.
you know, I mean,
Do you feel good enough about 3 or better at 4 or 5?
we've ran this through the model several times. We're not overbuying, and we still have room in our portfolio to possibly do another hedge as we get closer to it. But that would probably end up being a natural gas hedge for our fleet.
I'd say we do it. Is that your recommendation?
Yeah. Just direction. I mean, if you give me direction, I'll go out, I'll put it out there, and if, you know, we're able to lock it in, I'll report back that I was able to lock it in next month.
I think that's good.
Go ahead.
Sounds good.
The other thing on our portfolio is St. George is asking if we want to take their Jordanelle through the winter months. It's really not that much, you know. Jordanelle really ramps down, and their portion of it really isn't that much, about a megawatt. Definitely fits in the portfolio. Might be a little on the high side, but we don't have transmission with it, so.
Is it 55?
55.
Well, we can use it.
It does fit in the portfolio. So we've been doing that now for about 3-4 years, you know.
Oh, we've
just
been
taking-
doing it? It's, oh, yeah, then just keep doing it.
So, and then Eagle Mountain, came to me, or called me. I know that some of you may have heard that Eagle Mountain has a referendum on their ballot to sell their utility to Rocky Mountain Power. They have some resources that they have to sell prior to doing that. Rocky Mountain Power can't take any of their contracts. It's nothing that I'm interested in, but if the board is, I will continue to pursue that.
What type of resource do you offer?
They've got wind and market contracts. So,
What, so you just don't think they're gonna do this?
know that,
The market
the
must
mayor- I
not
want
be
you
good.
guys to know, because the mayor of Eagle Mountain may be calling what he knew. I mean, you know,
But you don't feel like it's
We value your opinion.
of value to the company to pick those resources up? It wouldn't really benefit us.
You'd know right off on the market that they don't
it's
want to
nothing.
You're not getting a deal on
I
anything.
don't think it's a deal on anything. I think their market purchases are priced similar to some of the market hedges that we already have in place out there. And then their Horseshoe wind, we have wind in our portfolio. You know, I don't know that we need any more wind in our portfolio at this time, so.
I think you're making a good call.
Support you on that.
Just watch us get to like it's, we're.
If it turns into a fire sale,
Yeah.
I'll jump on it.
Dime on the dollar, yeah, I will.
You know, it's one of those things where the referendum may not pass, and you just beat your head trying to like work out a deal with these guys, and then
No, it
come to
doesn't
find
pass
out
anyway.
it doesn't pass anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if they throw it out for fire sale, look for it.
UAMPS, there's more information. Bob went with me to the last UAMPS meetings. They are, and Bob, maybe I should let you give the report, but they are fully going after this small modular reactor thing to bring nuclear into their portfolio in 2023, 2025 timeframe.
This one down in Price.
No,
This would be up to Arco.
up in southeastern Idaho.
What's the deal with one in Price?
I mean, it's still going.
It sounds like it's.
Company, it's already established.
I know that they've
I
got,
think they're going.
they're more involved with like Arizona Public Service, Salt River, and people down in the Four Corners area. They don't have UANs in on.
They don't.
No. If you want more information regarding the small modular reactor, we will put a link to there's already a link to the UAMPS website off of our website, or you can go to the UAMPS website. But they're putting more information on the web. Do you have anything more to add, Bob? Or?
No, like you said, it's it's gonna be money. It's gonna ultimately be established up in the Idaho area where they're already in the nuclear plants. I think, Bart, you had sort of a negative response here when we talked with Tennessee Valley that they had something similar and they opted out of it. But these folks are working with Department of Energy. They've got some sharing programs going on, and see where it ends up.
Yes. Rebates, the rebate program that we're offering through Smart Energy and UAMPS is still being very popular. A lot of people are taking advantage of our rebate program. It's a good thing, lowers load. So, one note, we did cap the lighting rebate to 10 lights starting July 1st. And just felt like it was prudent. And that's all I've got on the portfolio discussion.
You kept it at 10 lights from the.
Used to get a rebate on more lights.
Oh,
And now it's
yeah,
like
the
10.
rebate. Okay. I thought you were talking about something else.
It was appeared in California where they were fitting all church lights, the fluorescent, the T8s, and they got full bandwidth for the whole building, and you're just saying 8 fluorescent fixtures, whatever.
On the LED rebates,
Yeah, we goes down the plant down there, in Logan, and put up some nice light, little bright, but still.
Just put 88 of them in my house. So that city rebated me on 20.
I got.
$27 a light.
They're cheap though, but man, my cousin came in, she used to sell lights for profession. She said, "Oh, that's terrible light." I said, "Not when you're old like us, I mean, it lights up the front room, just snaps, you know, and you got good vision on it."
Jake. My turn. I'll give you a quick update. It's getting late. Give you an update on the transformer for gas plant 2. Everybody knows in here, I think for the most part, that we had a failure earlier this year on one of the substation transformers in there. So just under 3 weeks ago, we went out with an RFP for a 46 kV to 4160-2400 transformer for the gas plant, 10 MVA. The deadline was originally the 22nd. I extended it 5 days for one of the manufacturers. So today was the due date on the bids. And so far, unless one came before 5 o'clock when we're down here, I've got 5 bids total. And I've just barely opened them today and looked at them, so I haven't been able to look at them real close. But we're ranging anywhere. The numbers are, this is delivered to site. There's no offloading. There could be costs for added 5-year warranty, which we usually go for. Some manufacturers will put them in that cost. I'm going to give you a breakdown for what the adder is for that. There's an adder for assembly of the unit, depending on where it's coming from. The bushings may come out of it to the side and the bracket because they're too tall to go under bridges and things like that. Radiators, stuff like that. So they usually charge anywhere from 10 to 15 grand to assemble a unit. And then also offloading. Usually we pay for the offloading so we can get a cheaper rate through Wagstaff Crane here than somebody in Boston can get, over the phone. So that being said, the numbers delivered to site to this point, we're looking at a range of $206,300. That is the low bid, and the high bid is $328,000. So the next part of this, I've got a spreadsheet that we use for a transformer bid evaluation. Takes into consideration, big thing is transformer efficiency. How efficient is the transformer? That transformer is going to cost us money every minute it's energized. So we take that number, there's actually assigned value to that to bring that efficiency into a dollar amount, and we actually evaluate that number. So for instance, one of these units at no load, it has a 9 kW loss. So basically when that transformer is energized, it
charge of looking at these. There's only 2 or 3 copies that came with each, but if you want to come to my office, come over and we can look at them. Once I get the evaluation done, we can go over that one-on-one. You're more welcome to come over, so.
Exciting stuff.
You don't know how much paper I got at home already, Jake, or you wouldn't.
Well, this spreadsheet's pretty nasty, but the other important thing is lead times. We're paying Levan City $5,000 a month to rent their transformer. Insurance, to the last I heard, is going to pay for that. Lead times are looking anywhere from 5 to 7 months. Without any expedite fee, there's one manufacturer that can possibly do it in 18 weeks, but the way they want to do it is bypassing some of the engineering procedures, so basically the drawing. So they'll use a generic drawing and just push it through, and that saves 7 weeks on the lead times. I don't like doing that, especially with this unit. This unit's kind of special in its nature for where it sits. The bushings in the front of it come out in front of the transformer. It's not Nancy's standard segment bushing where it comes out. So we're looking at into April before we even see this thing at this point. So
Insurance looking to do any more than just the 5 at this point, or is it still up in the air?
Bart will have to correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't heard. Last we heard it's going to be between 30 and 50. 50 being way high on what they're going to give us for the unit. They've said they're going to pay for the monthly fee and then also any expedited fee, but most transformer manufacturers don't have that. If they have somebody, say somebody ordered a transformer and they have a certain amount of time you can cancel it before you have to pay. You can cancel it right up to 4 weeks after the drawing, which is kind of the last stage before they start putting the tank together. You can cancel that unit. So if somebody cancels you, you can take their spot sometimes. If your drawing is approved, then it'll push it through a lot quicker. But that's the way they mostly work. The payment on this, we're looking to pay this year with those lead times probably 30 to 50%, depending on the manufacturer. They have the same structure, but some of them are different. Some of them are 30% at approval drawings, and then you pay the rest at the end. Some are 20% when you sign the deal, and then another 30% when you do the approval drawings, and then pay the rest of it at the delivery. So we're looking at about 50% of that.
Sounds quite unique. It's not an off-the-shelf, obviously.
No, it's not. It takes a lot of time to do these things, and we have to specify each unit because they're all different. There's a lot of stuff that's the same, but this unit especially was different when it's through power plant. So there's a lot of work that goes into it. Takes a lot of time.
Appreciate what you do.
Anyway, if there's any other questions, that's it for me.
Board have any other items or to discuss?
Just wanted to say what a good job these two did last Thursday. Presentations. I thought Bob was gonna have them all night long.
And he did a very
But
good
all of a sudden
job.
he stopped and just gave it to him. No, I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you and council.
I tried to call you a couple of times, but nobody was calling the phone.
Do you want my cell phone number, Rob?
If there's any items that the board like on the agenda next month, make sure you contact me or Jason. We'll make sure we get them on. And thank you for the employees for our board meetings, information pulled together, running the company. You do an excellent job, and you're very appreciated. You tell all the employees, all lines, that you're grateful for your services and the dedication you have in the company.
Could I ask a question again, just to reiterate? I guess if there's any need for public comment or anything, that still goes between the chairman and the manager, that's what we talked about in the past?
You mean if there's
I think what
something
you
here?
put out was great, Bob. I had no complaints with it. I mean, I think your board of directors or something that you'd like to put out, but I'd probably maybe first present the rest of the board, just kind of quick view. If anybody wants to add something before you put it out there, then you can go ahead and do it. I don't have any problem with that.
Well, I'm just talking in general, nothing specific, so.
Real quick, what do you want me to do with Salt Lake Tribune? Do you want me to make a statement? Or?
Thank you.
I thought we had a statement put together, Billy.
Did you get the comment that I'd given you from the individual in Midway, which is apparently already on book with the Tribune?
I did.
Okay, what am I
Yeah.
missing?
No, that's fine. It's just
No,
that
what am I missing?
we need to know that he's already spoken in behalf of us without any input to us or other than just the
Who's
facts.
this?
Yeah,
Mr. Goodall?
Yeah,
Has
he-
spoken.
he's already
spoken
made
for
a
us.
comment. Tribune.
For
On
us.
behalf of Heber Power?
Not negative, he just spoke to the questions that were asked based on what he considered was his knowledge of what.
Mr. Goodall gave his opinion to the Tribune.
Well placed. Well
Okay.
said.
We'll just let it.
I don't know.
All I know is that they're calling, so.
Who's they?
Steve.
It's helpful when we're being pinged by the press if we have a press release, just anything that we can send.
Because they call it out, I guess someone.
Well, they started, go ahead, Jason.
My understanding is there's a reporter at the Tribune that is doing a follow-up article on the furnace, and he asked for public knowledge or company statement on Blaine Stewart's retirement.
Okay, so that was giving it away.
The
We
furnace
already made
issue.
But we already made a report on furnace.
Yes.
I'm just referring to those two press releases.
Well, I think it's the name, it had that name and tell him, I'm just gonna email him the article I put in the Wasatch Way.
Okay, if you're handling it, Mr. Chair, I'm great with that.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Is that today's issue, you mean? Is that today's or a former
The one put in a
presentation?
couple of weeks ago.
The one that was published a couple of weeks ago, I tell him that some of his questions he asked are already answered in that article, and I'm gonna put that back in to him, and he can pick what he wants out of it.
Yeah, and we've addressed the furnace issue, I think, ad nauseum.
Well, I'm not gonna say anything about that.
Yeah, no,
He's
that's,
gone.
and that's fine, yeah, it's fine, this is not no way. So that, basically, that's question stated and sort of answered.
He's talked to Tracy and stuff too.
What I wouldn't like to do an article on how great this company is.
No
That's what he
kidding.
needs to, for 100 years, what it's done with service